Hello, hello. Welcome to the Hot Slice, the podcast brought to you by the folks, us at Pizza Today. With us today, executive editor Denise Greer. I might introduce myself, creative director Josh Cowan, and editor-in-chief Jeremy White. Hello, guys. So we're continuing these mini sessions that we got at Pizza Expo. We got a really great one coming up with our traditional winner, Andy Brown.
And Andy is from Andy's Pizza, and he's got 3 locations there in the Washington, D.C. area. But what's fun about this interview is we literally pulled him up to the studio right after it was announced that he won the non-traditional category. So he was just a buzz.
He was in shell shock a little bit, right? He was riding high. He had the adrenaline flowing. He didn't really know what was going on. He was just like, what?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Denise, he won with a cheese, like a straight up cheese pizza, the traditional category, right? That right there.
About that a little bit, you know. So
that is a feat.
And we love that because, I mean, what do we do when we go travel? We want a cheese pizza because we want to compare them around the country. And that's the best way to compare them is just to get a straight up cheese pizza because you're really hitting on all that holy trinity of pizza.
All right, so let's just get into the interview with Andy Brown.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
All right, so we're at the show, and of course something big just happened. Why don't you tell the good folks on the podcast what just happened to you, Andy?
Well, we just won the traditional category using our cheese pizza, the exact same recipe used at the stores, and we took back first place.
Nice!
Very excited.
Well, I will tell you that at Pizza Today, when we go visit restaurants, we basically just eat the cheese pizza because we want to know what that pizza tastes like.
Gotta get the cheese pizza. I was very, traditional category, we saw a lot of toppings in the mix. And I just, whenever I ask someone, hey, what do you get when you go to a new pizzeria? Yeah. Every single competitor said cheese.
Yeah.
But they weren't making cheese. Yeah. So, I thought it was the right call.
So what sets yours apart? What makes it so special that you literally beat out all of those competitors down there?
Our cheese pizza is as simple as cheese pizza gets. We use Stanislaus tomatoes, we use whole milk grande mozzarella. We put a lot of time and care into our crust, and particularly we have a technique with clarified butter that I think really set us above and beyond the other competitors. I mean, a lot of the top guys here had 3-day dough, had brought it from the shops, had brought it in coolers and checked it on the plane, but at the end of the day, I think some of our techniques just sort of put us just over the edge.
Right on. Did you make yours on site or were you making it at home?
Oh no, we brought it from the stores. There were some guys making it in hotel rooms today, and I don't know, that's tough. That's tough.
Well, and I'll ask you this because, hey, it's August. We're at Pizza Expo in August. We're usually at Pizza Expo in March. Were you changing your dough a little bit with all of this heat, or did you keep it the same?
It is the exact same dough we use at pizzerias. I went to the shop, I went into the fridge, and I pulled out 6 dough balls and I put them in a cooler with ice packs. And that is what we took.
Nice, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us, what's the story with you as a pizza maker and your restaurants?
So I started making pizza 10 years ago, just at home. I loved making pizza at home. I was on pizzamaking.com, learning everything I could. And I never actually worked at a pizzeria. I had worked in some restaurants and some bars, and once I started making pizza, I knew I wanted to be in the pizza business. So I started a frozen pizza manufacturing company called Eat Pizza. We sold at Whole Foods and Giant Food and a number of other stores, and that was a great start. And that was in 2017. We did everything by hand, fermented dough, and everything we could to make it the best we could. 2018, we opened up the first Andy's Pizza. And it was just about making the best New York slice that we could. It's a very simple shop. We have 6 pizzas on the line, for available by the slice. And we don't have all the crazy flavors. We don't have all the expensive meats. We just try and take good care of our product and make the best we can every day.
That's awesome. So just one traditional. How are you feeling going into Thursday's Best of the Best?
Best of the Best is going to be interesting. I've never been a part of a chop style competition. I'm curious as to what the secret ingredient is. It's been a while since I played chef. Chef and pizzaiolo, I think, are two very different things, you know. And so coming up with the right sauces and flavors and combinations and acid versus fat, I think it's going to be very interesting. Whereas my cheese pie was as simple as pizza gets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you. We
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see what happens on Thursday. We will be watching on the edge of our seat, seeing what's happening. So
Sounds great. Hopefully that dough brings us across the line on that one too. We'll see.
Congratulations, and go have that steak now.
Thank you.
All right.
Our next guest is Mr. Hassi Sadri. Hassi heads up the Napoli Culinary Academy in Sacramento, California. He has contributed articles to Pizza Today magazine over the years. He is a frequent face at International Pizza Expo. He delivers seminars and workshops, things such as employee scheduling, menu engineering, kind of are his areas of expertise. Hassi is an industry veteran. He's been around the show a long time. And like we talked about in our previous podcast with Ali Hyder, Hassi's always positive. He always has a smile on his face. He's always jovial, ready to pat you on the back and just say, hey, how are you doing? You know, I know times are tough with COVID. How are you? He's always very concerned about the person he's talking to. He's just a very, very wonderful human being. Always fun to talk to.
And he's been the head judge of the International Pizza Challenge for, I mean, we're probably going almost 10 years at this point, right? Yeah, so he's killed it there. It's amazing.
Yeah, he helps coordinate the judging. He helps coordinate the scoring, and he provides a invaluable service to what is always one of the highlights of Pizza Expo, and that's the competition. So.
Absolutely. You know, and with his knowledge, and, you know, we've had him do a lot of things on employee-based things. So I really wanted to get his take on the worker shortage and how operators can really, you know, help minimize the impact from that. So that's definitely something you're going to see in this interview too.
With extraordinary pizza cheese comes extraordinary rewards. Only Baccio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese offers the Gold Club Rewards program with a monthly cash back on every cheese purchase. Members also receive funds twice a year to use in their exclusive marketing store. It's their way of saying grazie to customers. Schedule a demonstration at bacciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how rewarding Baccio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese can be. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Baccio.
So, Hassi, it's been quite a year, hasn't it? Or 2 years. 2 years.
How many years? It's been 13 years I'm coming.
13, it's 13, your 13th Expo?
My walls are filled up with those flags.
Absolutely. That's great. And, you know, we've had you presenting and, you know, sharing your knowledge. You know, what is something that you've taken away from this last year and a half that the industry can really learn from?
It's a question that many answers are going to relate to that, but myself, cope with things can happen. Get yourself ready for anything comes in. Try to change. Don't panic and say, okay, I'm done. No, we're going to change, do it, and make it happen again. And just keep it up and go forward for it. So, you know, you fall in the river, you gotta go with the flow. You may not like it, but only way to survive through it is be persistent and stick with it. And follow the rules and cope your system with it and see if you can make it more flexible and acceptable by the society. And show goes on after that.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. And, you know, you are a master of, you know, the employee's schedule. Can you tell me, like, operators right now are having such a hard time with employees, keeping employees, managing employees, just anything. What advice do you have for them as far as, optimizing that system so that you can really keep your staff going?
Well, first of all, we're in strange times, and you can't judge this is going to happen all the time. I hope not. But the foundation of my scheduling, even now or before all this happened, is still going to be the same. You got to go back to not what you like to have as an employee, what you can have. Can comes from your budget. The budget is going to call the shots. So I always say, learn your budget first. Okay, that's my income, okay? X percent of it, let's say 25% goes for labor. Then I'll take that 25%, I'll break it down to dollars and hours and all that. Then we start filling up. At least I'm positively guaranteed I'm not overdoing it. I'm not running a 45% labor. But there's a technique, it's engineering, how to do that, and that's what tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock I have a seminar on that.
Yeah.
And of course, there's other seminars like engineering of menu making, how to do that to relate to this one too somehow, type of service. It is crucial that all folks in this nation right now that they're in the same business as we are, should really go back to what is my budget, how much am I making? I mean, we all like the luxury of having a lot of labor around ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful to have this done, that one done. But then again, when you're writing the payroll check, that's gonna hurt.
Absolutely.
So it is better to start with the needs relates to the budget versus what your employees need are. See, that part of it don't have a heart, it's more logic.
Absolutely.
Versus that, I gotta give this guy this much hours, I gotta give this guy, it just won't work that way.
Absolutely.
You gotta go back to numbers again.
Yeah. It's kind of that basics, you gotta get back to the basics.
You gotta put that feeling away and say, okay, my number's calling for this much, that's what I can give you guys. Okay, then you can pick your best people and put them in an area that has more hours to accommodate them too.
Yeah.
But you're still locked into a box that you don't want to get out of that. That's where the problem is. But bear in mind, 2-3% up and down is always acceptable.
Yeah, a little bit of shit.
So because sometimes your type of service in your operation calls for more staff, and then if you can't hang on to 25%, you've got to go to 28%. That's fine. It's the only way you can keep it that way, because otherwise you lose the service. So there's a flexible area we play with on that area.
Absolutely, I agree. I'll close out on this one question.
Sure.
What are you looking forward to? 2021 is almost over. I look at it this way: we're halfway through August. We've hit that hump, that middle hump. So we're looking forward to. What are you looking forward to as we go into 2022? As an industry and for yourself?
I think people are, in this nation, people are used to working.
Yeah.
We're not a lazy nation.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So keeping them down like that for a year and a half or so, they're going to make them very eager to get out and do it. And all owners of operators, they're more eager to do things and they'll become more creative now.
Yeah.
I see that creativity is happening because I talk to a lot of them right now. So now we're doing this. We have a lot of time to think about things. Because when you're operating, you're a day-to-day operation doesn't let you think about the whole overall picture.
Yeah.
Once you have a month and a half off, you start thinking, wait a minute, I can do this and that and be more creative about things.
Absolutely.
I think the market's going to be very creative in different ways. It's not going to be the same old way again, so we should be really ready to change with it.
Change with it. Well, I like it. Well, thank you so much for
pleasure.
taking a couple minutes and talking to us. It's always a pleasure to see you at the show, and I hope you have a really good show.
But bear in mind, every winner here today or tomorrow, last day is Thursday, they're going to take home confident. That's one. 2, the operation that they're into it is gonna pick up some more prestige and recognition.
Yes.
So you see there's so much gain they're gonna have just being here.
Yeah.
Even if they don't win anything, they're gonna say, I was in that competition. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Every year gets better. And again, thank you very much.
right.
Thank you, Pizza Today. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you. We love you too.
Thank you.
All right.